The infrastructure challenges that we face could be the end of the organization. My name is Bryan. I'm the Principal CEO of Cornwall Alternative School. The purpose of Cornwall Alternative School is to help at-risk youth get their education path back on track, re-engage in school, develop healthy education, social habits, and start to look at some potential dream options for down the road. Cornwall Alternative School has been around for 50 years this year. We work with at-risk youth that have fallen completely off the map with both of our local school divisions. So we give a second chance with barrier removals such as a food program, transportation, smaller classrooms, as well as a counseling team that works with any of the students' barriers to try to help them out with getting them back on track. So the reason I'm at Cornwall Alternative School and I'm passionate about being here is I've always had a philosophy on working with at-risk youth, giving them a second chance at education, or finding ways to remove those barriers that some students may have. Everyone has different life paths, and sometimes the students that we end up with are here because they've disengaged with the regular mainstream school divisions, and we work as a team to remove the barriers, to give them counseling, to give them small classroom environments, to give them a food program, transportation, and make sure that we're meeting those needs so that they can learn and move forward with their life path. Right now in Saskatchewan, we're funded primarily by the ministry, but we do rely on donations. A lot of the infrastructure challenges would be an aging building. Currently we have one boiler running of two that we need to have funding for. Just general upkeep to make sure that our students have a really, a nice environment to come to school at, so they can feel proud of. The operational costs and infrastructure, those things are kind of tricky to get funding for, and what we really want to do is we want to make sure that we're giving the students our all and showing what we can do with our environment. The infrastructure challenges that we face could be the end of the organization. So that would mean, approximately 80 students that would disengage in school and not re-engage in school throughout one entire year. Right now we've got a boiler that is a major cost, and our funding that we get between donations and through the ministry grants is such a tight line that it's hard to make repairs, and it's hard to do those small fixes, big fixes, to make sure that our school environment looks welcoming for the students. What would be needed for us on a funding aspect would be to receive donations, to be able to apply for grants that would support our infrastructure and support our operating costs so that we can continue to work with Regina's most extreme at-risk youth. So for us, if our infrastructure and costs were really looked after, we would be able to focus even more on developing better programming for our students, looking at opportunities that are just in the learning side of things and the operation side of things. That worry over our head right now of, we have one boiler right now of two, we've had a lot of windows broken. That causes major concerns because it's then we're facing, those challenges as opposed to working with our students 100%.